Hello everybody, today we're doing a video for GTA car kits in the 2006 Honda Civic, and today we're going to be installing our pure Bluetooth kit in this car. So we're first going to tell you what tools you need. You're going to need some sort of Phillips screwdriver, panel removal tools, and in case, and I'll tell you later about it, in case the Phillips screwdriver is not going to work, you're going to need some sort of 8mm socket with an extension, and I'll show you for what. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to, with the help of our panel removal tool, remove this panel underneath the steering wheel, and it's simply just held on clips, so you kind of pull it towards yourself, get the tool inside of there, and pop it off. So it's all held on clips. You don't need to take off any screws. Next thing we're gonna do here, there's a screw. I don't know if you can see it right here. And this one uses Phillips screwdriver, so we're just gonna remove that. Once you do that, we're gonna remove this panel around the steering wheel. And for it to come off easier, you can just pull off the steering wheel towards yourself. And same thing, we're going to take our panel removal tool, get kind of underneath here. It's actually scarier than it looks, and we're just gonna put it right here to the side. So we removed this panel in order for the radio to come out, because without removing this panel the radio won't come off. As you can see here, this panel goes into the part of the radio. So next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna again use our panel removal tool, and there's this piece underneath here that just comes off, and it has these two little slots, so you can just put it in and it drops down, and then you pull it out. When you're putting it back in, these two corners have to go in first. So next thing we're gonna do, underneath here there's two screws, and you can either take them off with a Phillips screwdriver, or if you by any chance strip it, you're gonna need an 8mm socket. So it's right here. So the two screws underneath look something like this, and like I said, you're gonna need a Phillips screwdriver to remove it. And in case it strips because it's a bad angle over here, you can use something like this extension with 8mm socket on it, and that way you can get out of those two holes that are there. So once you did that, now this radio can come off, and we're gonna show you where our kit plugs in. So I'm just gonna grab it and take it off carefully. So right here, once you remove the radio, you're gonna have this connection, and this is where our kit is gonna plug into, and we're gonna show you right now everything that comes in our kit. So this is our pure Bluetooth car kit. So over here, this is the harness cable, which we're gonna plug it into that connection that we showed you. It also comes with an auxiliary cable, which we're also gonna show you how to wire. And you have a microphone cable, and it's gonna go all the way here into the A-pillar, and we're gonna show you how to install, and then it all plugs into this module. And there's also an option to wire charging cable for whichever device you might be using. So that's an option. You can run it along with the auxiliary wire. It's going to be the same procedure. So first thing we're going to do is that we're going to take the radio out again, and just simply plug this just like that. Once you do that, we're gonna kind of put the radio back for now. And now we're gonna show you how to wire this microphone wire, and so we're gonna show it to you from this side of the car. So we showed you how to remove this panel right here, and now we're gonna remove this rubber piece, and it just simply drops down so we can fish or feed, our microphone wire. Another thing we're gonna do is we're gonna remove this panel right here. It just comes off. We're gonna take our microphone wire and we're gonna start from the top. We're gonna put it on the inside of the car, and we're gonna fish it down in between here, feed it down, and while you're doing that, you just keep putting the rubber back. Over here, we're gonna get the wire on the inside. So once you have the wire on the inside, you kind of pull it through. Back. And then you can put the rubber piece back. And now we're gonna show you how to do everything on the inside. So now that you got over this step right here, now the main goal is to bring the cable around the back of the radio. So we're gonna keep fishing it behind the panels as everything is removed already. And same over here. I'm gonna kind of remove the radio. And final thing would be to bring it around to the actual back of the radio. Once you have it at the back of the radio, we're gonna take our module and we're gonna plug in our microphone wire into the microphone slot, and it's right here on the corner. And the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna wire the auxiliary cable, and we're gonna show you how. So the auxiliary wire, there's two options on this car of how to wire it, and one would be without doing any modifications to your panels, is to just feed it on the side of this panel here. So you can, and then you catch it from the other side because the radio is out already. Or because this piece is open right here, you can feed it in here and also just kind of plug it in into the module. But you would have to modify the panel a little bit, and this one is already modified, so it has this little notch right here. So when you're putting it back into the car, this cable just kind of goes here and it doesn't get squeezed, and you can have it coming out of the top here. So we're gonna show you how to wire the auxiliary without making any modifications to the panel. So we're gonna, as you can see, we're feeding it from here, from the bottom. So you have to kind of reach for it, and once you catch it, you gotta pull it up. And we're also gonna just take it and plug it in into our module, and then there's the auxiliary slot here, right beside the USB charging port. So if you were to wire the USB charging, you would have to do it at the same time with the auxiliary. So we're just gonna plug it in. So once you have everything plugged in, now you gotta tuck away the module, and the best place in this car would be at the back of the radio, of course, and it's gonna be right around here. So that's where we're gonna put our module. And once you do that, you gotta make sure that all the cables are not in the way. So as you can see, there's too much cable, so we suggest to use some of the wire wrap that comes with our kit and kind of make all the wires nice and neat around here so they're not as messy. And that's what we're gonna do right now, and then we're gonna put the radio back and put everything back and then show you how everything works. So we put everything back, and as you can see here, we have the auxiliary wire visible. We also have the microphone right here in the A-pillar. And if you were to wire USB charging cable, it would be right around here, around the auxiliary wire. So we're gonna turn the car on to its accessory position. And as you can see, this is the radio, so everything will work the same way. The CD changer still works the same way, but now this auxiliary button, usually in these cars that don't have auxiliary, it doesn't work at all, like in this one was, but once you connect the kit, it starts working. And you get the CDC mode, which you didn't have before plugging our kit. And we're gonna go into our phone's Bluetooth settings. And you have about 1 minute to pair to it. First minute since you turned the car on. So as you can see, there's GTA car kit. We're gonna pair to it. So that's it, it's been paired. And now we're gonna go into our music. As you can hear, it's playing over Bluetooth, no cables connected to the phone. And if you want to switch your music, you can use your buttons on the radio. If it's the music that is built into your phone, I mean an app that plays the music off your actual phone. And if you were to have steering wheel controls, they would work too, but this car doesn't. And you can also control through the actual phone. And if you get the phone call right now, you have to be in R mode, the CDC mode, and we're gonna show you. And the music is gonna stop, and you're gonna hear the ring come through the speakers, as you can see here. So you can either answer through your actual phone, but if you don't want to touch your phone, you can answer by using the next button on your radio, just like that. And the same way to hang up, just gotta press next, and then the music keeps playing. So as you can see here, it says it's in disc 1, and if you wanted to listen to the auxiliary, you gotta use the disc minus and disc plus buttons to switch to disc 2. There's only 2 discs. So in disc 2, we plug in the auxiliary, and it's simple, but you don't get the controls through the radio. So it's for the devices that don't have Bluetooth. And if you want to come back to listening to Bluetooth, you gotta come back to disc 1. And as you can hear, it's playing through the radio. And again, the controls control the music on your phone. And that's pretty much it on using our Bluetooth system. So again, this was a video for GTA Car Kits on how to install the pure Bluetooth car kit. I hope you liked our video, and we'll see you next time.